Hi, this is Julie, and we're here to start a cooking revolution. And I'm here with my friend Linda again, and it is Friday. So she's got a new box from yesterday of her CSA, which is Community Supported Agriculture. If you don't know what that is, that's where you pay up front for a box of produce from a farm, and she's doing that. Do you want to tell us a little bit about the farm that you are getting your produce from?
Yeah, well, I would love to. My good friends Josh and Rayma own the farm Turnip Rock in Wisconsin, and they deliver here to the Twin Cities of Minnesota. And they do, organic, really integrated farming. They have cows, they have pigs, they have interns, they have just I don't even know how many other animals they might have added, but they just do everything with such love, and it thrills me every week to get vegetables from them.
Yeah, that sounds special. I bet they have chickens too. Do they have
Yeah, I think,
chickens?
yeah, they've had
I would
chickens
think.
before. Hmm.
I mean, most places, most people want to have chickens to get eggs.
Yeah, and they make cheese.
Cool.
Hmm. Hmm. So I have
Do
a
you ever
micro
get
creamery.
do you ever get cheese in your box?
I do when I go to the farmer's market and they're there. So it's
Yeah.
Cosmic Wheel Creamery.
Cool. That sounds like a
Hmm.
lot of fun. I'm so glad
Yeah.
that you have that nearby that you can
Hmm.
support.
Yeah,
I
love
really,
those.
I really think it's so important to support our local farmers. They are doing some great stuff, and if you've got a local farm nearby, you just start supporting them because you're not only getting really great produce, very highly nutritious produce. It's so fresh, you're supporting a family, and you're supporting, if they have workers on the farm, you're supporting them. You're keeping money in your community, which, I think that's so important. Instead of sending money to some corporate headquarters somewhere, you're actually supporting your community. So anyway, we are going to get started, and Linda said she had beets. We cooked with beets last week, but she's got more beets.
At more beets.
And she's got greens. So I thought, yeah, she's got, those aren't beet greens, but they're turnip tops and radish tops. So I've also got radish tops here that I'm going to be using. But we're going to make a soup. Here's my radish tops.
Mm.
So we're going to make a soup today, and I gave Linda two choices. I said we can have a soup with the greens in the soup, or we can have a pureed soup with coconut milk. And she said, yes. Well, I don't think that's exactly how you said it, but
I think I
something,
did. Yes,
something like
exclamation
that.
point. Oops.
So anyway, the soup with the coconut milk is going to be a pureed soup. And I think the last time we made a soup together, we did a pureed soup, but it was greens. It was
Hmm.
the mixed greens power soup.
Hmm.
This one is going to be, it's going to be creamy. But we're going to get started with some onion. We want to put onion and garlic, and I'm putting ginger in mine. Linda didn't have any ginger, so, as I've said before, if you don't have an ingredient, that's okay. You don't have to use it. Um,
I lied. I have
you have
Penzies
powdered ginger. Ah,
ginger.
please. Oh, minced. Minced. Is that ginger or garlic?
It is ginger.
Cool. Oh, it does. Yeah, I just dropped my ginger on the floor. Oh, that's great. You do have it. So you're probably going to just use like a half a teaspoon to a teaspoon of that.
Okay, great.
Depending on if you don't like, some people are not fond of a strong ginger flavor. So you want to go light on it if you're not that fond of the ginger. I love ginger. Also, ginger can tend to be a little bit spicy. So not spicy like hot pepper spicy, but just full flavor. Open your eyes, like whoo, that's that's some stuff. So anyway, your ginger's going to be great. And then we're going to put the beets. My beets, actually, I started roasting them the other night, and they were in the oven for like an hour, and they still weren't done. So these
Oh,
are partially roasted whole beets. So
okay.
mine won't take quite as long to cook as yours, Linda. Yours,
Okay.
probably going to want to chop yours a little bit smaller. But let's get started with
Okay.
the onion. I'm
Okay.
I'm going to make probably about 4 servings of soup. So I'm going to use about half. This is a relatively large onion. This is half of the onion, and I'm going to use half of the half. So that's a quarter of this onion. And I'm going to tilt the screen down so we can see. Put this out of the way here. Now it's all red because one of my beets, I have 2 gold beets and 1 red beet. Let me tilt here so you can maybe see what I'm doing. Put that out of the way of the screen. So I'm just gonna, I have my onion like this. I'm just gonna cut it in half and then lay it down. And then cut a couple more times and then turn it, and then that's gonna dice. So this is gonna be pureed, so it doesn't need to be terribly small, but you have to remember that the bigger the pieces are, the longer it takes to cook. So I think on the onion, though, it's going to be okay if it's a little bit big, because you're going to have to, or we're going to have to cook it for probably about 15 to 20 minutes once everything is in there. Okay, the garlic, I'm going to use a clove.
That means I use 2.
Yeah, well, it depends. No, I'm going to use more because these aren't very big.
No.
These are kind of small, so I'm going to use 2 here. And you've seen before how to get the skins off. You just lay it down, put your knife on top, and hit away at it. Oh, I don't want to put that there because I'll end up throwing it away. I've done that before. Put my garlic in near the trash pile, and I end up throwing away unused garlic. And I start looking for it. I'm like, what happened to the garlic? It's in the trash can. So, all right, and then just chop it. This can also be kind of a rough chop. Again, it's going to be pureed. So, okay. Whew. Oh, my fingers are burning with that garlic. All right, my ginger, I'm just going to cut off a little piece. That's, I don't know, less than an inch, maybe. I don't have the best spatial awareness. Anyway, so I'm just going to take, if this was a super smooth garlic skin or garlic peel, and I'm going to have to put gloves on. Hang on, get these gloves, and sorry. Okay, get this one on. So anyway, if the skin on the ginger is really smooth, you can just leave the skin on there. But because this is kind of rough, I've had this ginger. I just keep my ginger at room temperature, just in a basket. And so the skin of it gets a little bit dried and rough, but the inside is still good. I go through ginger relatively quick, so that's why I keep it out. If you don't use it a lot, you can freeze it, and it'll keep it. So anyway, I'm just peeling that off just a little bit. You can also use a spoon. I just find it easier to use the knife. And then I'm just going to chop it. The ginger is going to give this soup a really nice flavor with the beets. Because the beets are sweet, the ginger is going to give it a touch of spice. And then the coconut milk is going to wrap it all together. And so it's kind of trying to think what it would be. similar to a Thai kind of dish. Okay, we're going to put extra virgin olive oil, just about a tablespoon, in our soup pot and turn that on. Go. Oh, that was quite loud. Onion all over my floor now.
Well, wouldn't be cooking if you didn't have food on your floor.
I know, I have food on the floor, so. Okay. So as soon as that heats up a little bit, we're going to put that in and just start sauteing it and then get to work on the beets. How many beets do you have, Linda?
Well, I've got quite a few to work with. I've got one very large beet.
Yeah.
I've got some more medium-sized beets, another one just like that.
Okay.
And I got some smaller ones, but I think if I can use the big ones, that would be ideal.
Yeah, yeah. And the small ones, those will be an easy, like, throw them in the oven and roast them.
How many do you want me to use, Julie?
I would say about at least 3.
3 large? Wow. Okay.
Or if they're really big, then I would not use 3.
Okay.
Why don't you show me which ones you're thinking to use?
I'm going to use these 2.
I think you could use one more, maybe one of the medium ones.
Okay.
Is that using enough of your beets?
Sure.
Okay. See, I just have little ones. So you're probably going to want to use more vegetable stock than I use because
Oh, I need vegetable stock. Okay. How much do I need?
you will probably need about 6 cups. I said 4 to 6 cups.
Julie, does my ginger go in now, this dried ginger?
Yes, you can put that in.
Gotta go get my vegetable stock.
And then I've already peeled, I've got 2 gold ones. I've already peeled those. I need to peel the red one. And
do I have to peel them?
No, you don't. Well, because it's going to be pureed, you don't have to. I mean, I don't like to peel things if I don't have to, but when you puree things, if you leave the skins on sometimes, then you've got like skin flecks.
Oh well.
Not skin flecks.
Get over it.
Skin flecks. So yeah, if it's okay with you, then yeah, don't peel.
I have no problem.
I don't like peeling potatoes. I don't like peeling the beets. But since these have been roasted and the peeling is really rough and dry, and that's why I'm peeling them.
Okay. I'm not going to. Mine are fresh. Probably picked.
Yeah. Well, I kept forgetting that I had them. I bought them 2 or 3 weeks ago at the farmer's market, and they were just kind of in the back of the refrigerator in the drawer. And I pulled them out and I was like, they were in a bag because the farmer said you need to keep them in a bag because they get too soft if you don't. So I said, okay, I didn't know that. So they were in a bag and I didn't see them. And I forgot about them. So I just threw them in the oven the other night and just was roasting them. And like I said, or did I say, I don't remember if I said it. They just weren't done after an hour. And I was tired of the oven being on because it's hot. So I said, forget it, I'll take them out. They're almost done. I mean, they're still a little bit firm. So again, Linda, you want to cut yours, you might want to cut yours. How big are you cutting them?
I'm cutting them small.
Okay, yeah, otherwise it's going to take quite a while for them to cook.
Yeah.
It smells, the ginger here cooking smells so good. I think this one is almost, this gold one feels like, now it feels like it's pretty done, but that's okay. It won't take mine long to cook. And the last one here. Okay,
Are we ready to add the beets to it?
Just about. You can go ahead if you're done.
Yeah, I can tell that mine needs the beets to come in.
And because mine are partially cooked, they keep sticking to my knife. So, and my gloves. So anyway, so yeah, I have chopped mine. I don't know, that's about a 1/2 inch cubes, relatively. Are all of yours red, Linda?
All of them are red.
Oh, you're gonna have a beautiful color soup.
And I got this tomato I want to add that got squishy too.
Yeah, you can add the tomato too. And you can add it, you could add that when you add the stock. I'm just gonna saute this for a minute or two and then add the stock. I'm curious to see what color my soup is gonna be because I have so many, or not so many, I have 2 gold ones and 1 red one. So it's still gonna be red because the red is in there, it's gonna be red. But it's probably going to be a paler red. All right. So you've got it all in there?
I got it all in.
All right. And I think we can go ahead and add the stock. So
how much?
You have your tomato ready?
I do.
Okay, so go ahead, put that in. And
do I want to just slice it?
You can slice it, yeah.
And how much stock do you want me to have, Julie? I have to run and grab that.
Okay, you're going to need at least 4 cups, I think. I'm going to have 3 cups in mine.
Okay, be right back.
So I'm going to go ahead and add my stock. I think Linda had to go downstairs to her refrigerator. So there, I'm going to just bring this up to a boil. I think that's going to be good. Okay, we will wait for Linda. So what we're going to do with the greens, we're not going to put the greens inside the soup. We're going to saute the greens and put it on top of the soup. So that it'll give it kind of a contrast in color. And also, you know, I just think you need to eat greens at every meal. And, you know, if you don't have it in the meal, you've got to put it somewhere. So we're going to have that on top. I think also I'm going to go ahead and add some salt. Pick it up. I'm going to start with 1/2 teaspoon and see how that goes. I may add a little bit more later. I'm going to get this out of the way also. There. And I'm going to use...
Did you add greens?
What?
Did you add greens while I was gone?
No, we're not adding the greens to the soup.
Okay, good. Oh, okay.
So, did you put the stock in?
I did.
Okay. How does it look? Does it look like you're going to take me there? Yay. Oh, that looks good. I think that's going to be, I think, the right amount. And if you know, when we get ready to puree it, if you think it's too thick, you can always add some more stock.
All right. Awesome.
I realized that I have all these different types of peppercorns. So I have white peppercorn. So I'm going to put some white pepper, but you can use regular pepper. I really don't want to do it over the, let's see, I'll put it in this. I don't like to put it directly over the heat because it messes up the grinding mechanism. So I'm not doing a whole lot. I don't want it to be peppery. White peppercorn actually is a very mild pepper. So I've just got a teeny bit here in this corner. I'm going to put that in. So yeah, I don't know. I forget about all the other different peppercorns that I've got. I recently ordered some pink peppercorns and I think green peppercorns. I haven't used those yet, so I'll have to see how those are. Now we are going to go with, and I actually think I'm going to move this. I'll wait till we're ready to saute. I'm going to move this to the back burner so I can have this over here. Okay, we're going to do, this is a little bit less than a quarter of an onion.
Okay.
This was what I had left from something else.
Okay.
You could do a quarter, between, you know, this much and a quarter.
I have this much.
Yeah, that looks good.
Okay.
You don't really want a whole lot.
Okay.
And another garlic clove or two.
Okay.
And you can slice the onion or you can chop it. I think I'm going to chop it, but I'm going to chop it a little bit finer than what we put in the soup. And we're going to start sauteing this with the greens.
Now I have to transfer this to the other pot because I put that in the saute pan, and we're going to saute these greens, but I could put them in the soup pot too if that works okay. What do you think?
The what? The onion?
What, the greens that we're going to do now?
The greens you're going to put in the saute pan.
Okay, I have to get a different pan. Okay.
I mean, you could put the greens in with the soup, but you're not going to be able to see the greens, and I just wanted to have that as a contrast.
Got it.
Top of the soup. So I did that with another soup that I made not too long ago. I don't remember what it was. I'll have to look back. I sauteed greens and put it on top, and it was really nice. I liked it. Or maybe it was
Wonderful.
I think it was a curry lentil that I made not too long ago. And I decided I didn't want to put the greens in the lentils. So I just put them on top. All right, mine is about to boil. So when it comes to a boil, we're going to turn it down. Yep, it's boiling. We're going to turn it down to simmer and cook it for probably 15 minutes.
Okay.
We'll just have to check it and see what it looks like. I think I am ready to move this back to the other burner. So, get that. There we go. Turn this one on. Here. Trying not to burn my arms.
Don't do that.
There. Okay. And I'll put the skillet over here. And we're going to need more olive oil, extra virgin olive oil. Another tablespoon will be good. All right. In the greens, if you wanted to add something, some like red pepper flakes, or I'm not going to do that because I really want the flavor to be the beets and the ginger. So I'm not going to add the red pepper flakes. But if you want to, you can. You're
okay.
More than welcome to do that.
Okay.
Let me get my garlic chopped. There. And then we're going to put that in the saute pan. All right, there we go. And this is when I do saute greens a lot. And this is pretty much always what I do. Onion and garlic. So if I've got jalapeno or some kind of like a sweet Italian pepper, I'll chop that and put that in, and then throw the greens in and saute them. Gives it really nice flavor. Okay, my pot's ready. My saute pan is ready. Let me go ahead. And if they start to brown, it's okay. It's not going to hurt. In fact, it adds really nice flavor. But I don't want them burnt. So I'm going to turn it down just a little bit, and we're going to chop our greens.
So Julie, I found some spicy greens in my refrigerator from last week.
Yeah,
Should I be using those up?
sure.
Remember those greens?
Yeah, use those.
Okay. That's how I felt too. Can I use them with my turnip greens and my
Oh
my
yeah, definitely, definitely. And if you have extra, you may not use all of it with your soup. You can have that, to go with any meal that you have. Like if you make some sort of a bowl, a grain bowl, or what they call it, Buddha bowls or goddess bowls or something like that. You can put it in there. Okay, there.
That's great. So I'll save some of my radish and turnip greens.
Yeah, yeah. You don't have to use all of it. You can use it. Oh, that doesn't look very.
It's kind of intuitive, is it? How much to use?
Yeah. I'm just I'm just using this one bunch that I had, which is probably going to chop up into about probably a little more than a cup of
Okay.
greens. And
Okay.
I really don't see that there's any need to measure how much you're using. And like
Okay.
I said, if you've got more greens than you need, then you just save them and use them for something else. I mean, if you saute more greens than you need, you just save it and use it for something else. Now I'm using the stems of mine.
Yep.
So I'm just going to chop. It's all just going to go together.
Awesome.
And move that out of the way. Maybe you can see what I'm doing. I just kind of bunch it all up together and just start chopping all the way at the end. I'm doing pretty small cuts because I have stems in here. If you don't have stems mixed in, then you don't need to do such small cuts, but I want the stems to be soft enough that they're not, I mean, crunchy is okay, but I don't want them to stay hard or firm. Oh, did you put your beet stems?
I didn't.
Did you want to put your beet stems in there?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, go ahead and do that.
Look at how many beet stems I have, Julie.
Oh, wow.
I probably should have done that instead of a beet, but I think they'll keep. We're okay.
Yeah, they'll keep. You can actually pickle beet stems. I've never done it.
That sounds great. I'd like that.
I usually just use mine when I'm using the greens. I never thought to separate them out. Linda separates your stems from her greens, and I never thought of doing that.
Well, they didn't fit where I needed them to go, so the tops were so big I had to take the stems off.
Yeah.
Plus, I don't know, they just behave. They have different purposes.
Actually, the only time I do separate them is when I have chard, because those stems are so big. But I cook them when I cook the chard.
Got it.
Okay, I'm ready to put my greens in my skillet.
All right. Me too.
All right, now I've got turnip stems there, landed on top of my foot there. I wonder if there are people that can cook without dropping the food on the floor.
Hey, Julie, if I'd wanted to put the red pepper in there, would that have gone in the pan with garlic? Should I just add it in there right now underneath it all?
Yeah, you can do that. It's just, you can just do it however. There's no real rules. It's just whatever works. The reason I put it all in together before I put the greens in is because it takes a little bit longer for them to cook. Oh, this smells very radishy. That's another thing I like about getting the farm fresh vegetables, is that you get kind of twofers. You get leaves and roots. most of the time. Sometimes you don't. But like if you get radishes, you get the greens with it.
Good point.
If you get carrots, you usually get the tops with it. So that's like a bonus. You're getting 2 for the price of 1, basically.
That's right.
And then like Linda, you separate the stems, so you've got 3 things.
Well, I'm probably going to end up pickling them like you suggested. So,
Yeah.
yay.
All right. I'm feeling like I want some more greens in here. My greens cooked down really small. So I've got some kale in my refrigerator. I think I'm going to pull that out and use some. Because there's not enough greens for me. All right, I got this red kale. So really nice and pretty, still fresh, even though I bought it on Saturday of last week. Like I said, as soon as I get home, well, not as soon, but pretty soon after I get home, I wash it and put it in a container with the paper towels, and it stays very fresh. So let me put this back, and I'm just going to chop this up and add it to my skillet. And I am not keeping time. I just assumed that by the time the greens are pretty much done, the soup is going to be close to done. And I'm just doing a rough chop on this. There's no stems in it, so I don't have to cut it super small. There. And I'm just going to put that in. Now it's going to have to cook a little bit longer. Everything was done in this skillet, but since I'm putting this in, it's going to have to cook a little bit more. And then I'm going to add a little bit of salt and pepper to the greens once the kale cooks down a little bit. Okay. Whoa. All right, let's check this and see how the beets are. I'm just going to use my knife and these beets just are really firm.
They don't want to cook, do they?
They really don't, because they cooked for an hour in the oven. You'd think they would have been done. They weren't that big.
So what up with that?
Yeah, here we go. Let's see. All right, I'm just gonna put it in my mouth and see how tender it is, except it's too hot. Not good to put hot food right out of the pot in your mouth. Yeah, they need to cook more because they're not gonna puree very well. Well, I hope we get to finish up this. We may just be chatting for a little bit.
Well, and I have a 5 o'clock call, so I'll just leave mine on the stove, and you can chat and, tell your viewers everything they need to know about your genius here.
Yeah, I've got something that in 15 minutes as well. So
okay, all right, we're gonna be perfectly done. I'm seeing it.
So we may not get to puree it.
Okay.
If it's not soft enough, it's just not going to puree very well. I think mine will be ready in maybe 5 minutes. I'm going to set 5 minutes.
Okay, I'm gonna see what's going on with mine.
If yours is done and mine's not, I'm going to.
Mine is not done.
Okay. I didn't think yours would be because yours were not cooked at all. I thought mine would be done in like 10 minutes.
That's the part of the way you do things, Julie. It's like you just have to use your sensibilities, and that's a good thing.
Yeah, I mean, it's not really hard. You just have to kind of use common sense, I guess. So, and it's quite warm here, and the reason I have this hat on is that I'm sweating, and the sweat is still dripping down my face. So
It's hot there, huh?
yeah, 93.
Wow.
And no air conditioning. So
Hot one.
we usually get in the evenings when the heat starts to break, when the sun's starting to go down, the wind picks up and just kind of blows. We have windows on both sides of our apartment. The wind goes straight through and blows things off the wall, slams doors.
Exciting.
But it's cooler. So, okay, I'm turning off my greens because mine are ready. I'm going to add a little bit of salt. I'm just going to shake the salt in, maybe a quarter of a teaspoon, and put some, I'm going to use black pepper. Peppercorn or ground black pepper in. There we go. And here, mix that up. There. I could make a meal out of this, just the sauteed greens.
I got to tell you, I've been pretty intimidated by those spicy greens that I got. They look different, and I've made a salad out of them with the Chemoula that you and I have made, which I'm going to do again with these radish and turnip greens because I love that stuff. But to me, it's like essential in the kitchen to have that.
Yeah.
That's like genius. So if you want to make Chemoula with me again, I think that's something everyone should know about.
We did that, I don't know, some time ago.
Yeah, like in July maybe. When I had all the radish tops and the celery tops and all the tops, which was great. Carrot tops.
That was fun, yeah. And I didn't have I remember I didn't have a lot of greens, so I ended up making like a half a cup of Chemoula.
That was fun.
But I was trying to make it with you, but I didn't have the greens for it. So because this is Friday. It's the day after you get your box.
Yeah, my box comes
Friday is the day before I go to the farmer's market.
Okay.
So, I mean, I may or may not have all the things that you have. So, all right.
Yeah,
I'm gonna get my beets again. And here we go. Trying to find the spoon. And come on. It's this red one. I think the gold ones are probably done. That seems better. But it's not mushy. I want it to be mushy. We'll just have to deal with it. Okay. Whew, hot.
But you're gonna blend it anyway, right, Julie?
Yeah. But if it's not cooked all the way, it won't be as smooth.
Right, but the mushiness, you don't want it mushy either, even though you're blending it because.
No, if it's mushy, that's fine.
Okay. Thought I misunderstood you then. My apologies.
No, I want it to be mushy.
Oh, got it.
And it's not. But I think I'll be able to blend it. Okay. So I'm going to add the coconut milk now.
Oh, okay.
And
when it's soft.
I don't have a whole lot here. This is maybe half a cup, third of a cup.
Okay.
This is what was left over of something I made last week. And so I just had it in my refrigerator. And the coconut milk, it separates in the refrigerator. So, at the top, it was solid. So I took it out of the refrigerator so it would be all liquidy. So I'm just going to pour it in. There. And
so Julie, since I made a little bit more than you, if I have a half a can, that's okay to
A
use,
half a
right?
can would be good. Okay. That looks really nice. Mine's kind of a golden red. Let's see if I can, I don't know if I can show you. I'm going to tilt this down and maybe, actually you'll see when I put it in the blender. Maybe you'll be able to stay here for me to get one blender full done.
Yeah.
So I'm going to have to do this in two because ideally you want your soup to cool a little bit before you blend it. But I'm not doing that. So I need to make sure that I don't put too much in here or it will explode. And we don't want that. Here. And maybe a couple more. Maybe just one more. Okay, that should be good. I could probably fill it up safely to about here, but it looks like I've got about that amount still in here. So move this out of the way. It smells really good. I don't know. Now I'm thinking I should have put more coconut milk in it.
Well, you still can. That's the beauty,
I
right?
still can, but I'd have to open another can, and I was trying to use the can that was open.
Got it.
You know, at the end of the week, I try to start using up all the open things that I've got. And anyway, so because this is hot, I don't want to put this all the way on. And plugging it in is pretty useful, so let me do that. Okay, here we go. I'm going to put this towel on top of it just in case something happens, but it shouldn't. And I'm going to, let's see, we will do here. I turned it up to high and it started. All right, that looks good. I turned it up to high and it went up really high, up to the top. And I was like, no, I don't want it there. I had a measuring cup. I put it in this measuring cup. Look at the color of that.
Oh, it's beautiful.
It's like some kind of jewel.
It is.
And I just spilled all over the place. Clean that up a little bit. Messy cook. But
I'm a messy cook too.
It means I'm having fun, I guess.
You did it. You cooked. That's what matters.
So here,
Ooh.
I taste this. Even though I don't have it all done, it should still have enough of the flavor. Oh, that looks good. I might have to have a bowl of this when we're done.
Yum.
That is so good.
Woo!
I will definitely. Ooh, that ginger puts just a little kick in there.
Yeah.
Very nice. So I think we're going to go ahead and end it. And I'm going to finish up pureeing and I will take a picture of it with the greens on top and I will post that. So it was a lot of fun, Linda.
A lot of fun. I learned so much. Thank you, Julie.
Thank you for cooking with me. Let's get out here and start a cooking revolution. Until next time. Bye-bye.